What happens when you put a bunch of co-founders in one room, hit record, and ask the questions nobody dares to ask? Founders drop the pitch, get real, and go deep. No scripts, no safe answers, just bold opinions, hot takes, and raw expertise. Let's see who agrees and who's ready to defend their truth.
M&A Talks.
Let's start simple and easy. When is the right time to sell your company?
I think you should feel it. There's no particular right time. You should just know it. Usually it comes in approximately 2 or 3 years when the metrics is right, depending on your strategy.
The right time, never. Because you must be ready anytime, and selling company is just a decision to make it.
The right time to sell any business or asset is yesterday. To be honest, you don't have to sell anything if you're not ready, if you're under pressure. You have to see different opportunities and choose the best one without any hurry, without any pressure.
What is more valuable in a financial acquisition, tech stack or regulatory asset?
Depending by the valuation which you want. Tech side will give you more money, but regulatory give you more clients.
It depends greatly of what you already have. If you have a big business with good technology and the license is what you're missing, then of course you have to look for license. If you already licensed, but you want to make your business more stable, more innovative, then of course the thing that you go for is tech stack.
I would say valuable in the matter of metrics, a tech stack. But in the financial world, in financial M&As, licensing is the core of your valuation. The better license you have, the more you're going to be valued.
What is more dangerous, growing too fast or too slow?
Oh, it's a very good question.
Thank you.
Growing too slow, it's very bad. Don't be afraid to grow fast. If you are an experienced businessman or entrepreneur, you will have all systems or people to secure this growth. But if you grow slowly, you can be late.
Too slow. In modern world, innovations which came give you an opportunity to acquisition very fast.
I would say too slow. When you're growing too fast, you can handle everything basically. It's going to be hard, but you can. When slow, there is the danger.
What would make you walk away from a deal instantly?
It's a hard question. Maybe I never say no. Maybe we can structure something or we can find solution for a client.
What if it's your deal and somebody wants to buy it?
If it's my deal, I'm focused on real metrics and what was committed and what was after due diligence, maybe. If it have gaps, very serious gaps, I say no.
Okay, you seem like a person who would say no to that.
Yes.
I give you that.
Yes.
I think some unclearness from my counterparts, from my partners, from the other side. If I will notice something not genuine, some lies or some, hiding some facts, that will be the red flag for me, definitely.
I would go with the deal if I don't understand who is the buyer, who is the seller, and what are their real incentives and motives.
Is co-founder alignment more important than product market fit?
From the most cases I've seen so far, yes, because this is the basis. Without it, you will most likely never find your product market fit.
Depending on what stage you are, an asset is, maybe yes, co-founder more important in early stage, but in growth stage, important product.
Both are important, but with good and dedicated co-founders, you can find any market fit. Without this, it's very difficult to go on.
So for how much would you sell clean UK EMI today?
It's starting from 1 million British pounds.
That's very clear and fast. Okay, appreciate it.
If it's very fresh and clean license without operational, maybe it started from 1.5 plus and can grow for any kind of price.
Today, clean one, I would say no less than 1.5 mil in current market.
M&A Talks.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like a family therapist right now. Only we don't have a family, we have a company. And instead of spouses, we have, 3 men, equal founders. I asked 3 of you same questions, and at times you gave me completely different answers. Let's go dive deeper and discuss why the hell it happened, or maybe it's a good thing.
What?
So the first question was, what's the right time to sell your company? And the 3 of you gave me 3 different answers. Dan said yesterday, don't sell it if you're not ready. And if there's pressure, you shouldn't do anything. Best opportunity comes only without hurry. Igor told me you should feel it. There's no right time. Usually it comes in 2-3 years. Ihor said, never. You must be ready anytime, which is a kind of a paradoxical answer, and I'm completely lost right now. What is the answer? What should we do? What's the right time to sell your company?
All right, now let's come to some conclusion. That's interesting. Dan, why you said never? Oh no, you said yesterday.
He said yesterday,
So,
yes.
Yesterday,
what you meant?
because there is no perfect time. There are different factors, different obstacles. There is such phenomenon like fear of missing out. And this is why the owners often want to sell, because it's hype. When the market is high and everyone starts selling, you want to do this as well. But you shall consider if it's really a good time, if you want to sell your business, or maybe if you want to develop it further, or maybe you can buy something. That's why.
It's different for everybody. For some people, the key factor is the pressure because there is a huge competition there on the market. For somebody, it's the IPO. And I wanted to hear your opinion, and you gave me, a lot to think about.
Basically, we are aligned here, because now when you're elaborating, it's like the same what I said. You have to feel it, like it's now particular right time. What I meant is that usually it comes like 2-3 years after you start in the company if you're doing everything right. But as a founder, you have to feel it's like a lot of circumstances around there. So you need to feel the moment, the market, the like alignment in your team, the product, like a lot of factors. So basically we're aligned here, right?
And when it came, when you feel it, that you want
it's very
to sell.
supernatural, like, right?
As a founder, right? You because what I said at the end of my answer before is that depends on your strategy. So if your strategy is to go to the IPO, then you know that there is the metrics you need to achieve. There is some means to achieve those metrics. And when you achieve, now it's time.
Okay. If you are Warren Buffett, then yes. If not, then it's just gambling. So how do you know that it's really perfect time? It's the best time. Once you did this, you can just watch and you see the prices go higher and
That's why I
What have I
answer
done?
never.
Yeah.
I answer never because
All
it's
right.
usual.
Help me here.
Yeah. After that answer, I told that you must be ready anytime. But never, it means as usual, the founders not ready to sell. As usual. Yeah, they have this strategy, pipeline for it.
You mean mentally not
But
ready.
mentally, they're not ready. And when this moment came, somebody say, I want to buy you. They say, okay, we will think. They're not ready mentally in the moment. That's why never. When you go to IPO, you won't stay in a company maybe for some less of shares because it's like a kid. It's a big project if you grow to that moment. Yeah, IPO. That's why never. And it's correct answer for a good project and good assets. When the sellers say never, but he sold.
I don't know. I tend to trust this guy. He just has this energy. I'm completely convinced. By the
We,
way,
we all do
loving
trust
it.
this guy.
Yeah, by the way, loving this whole dynamics because it's like I'm obtaining my second higher education while just listening to you guys. I love it.
Great. That's basically, what we want to achieve
And it's
here.
everything about M&A.
At the same time, wow, what a format.
Like vibration of quantum points around.
Well, let's do a separate podcast on that.
Okay.
Don't forget the idea. Okay.
M&A talks.
Second question was, what's more valuable in a financial acquisition? Tech stack or regulatory asset? Dan said, it depends on what you have. If you miss license, look for it, obviously. Ihor said, it depends on the evaluation of what you want, which is pretty much the same. And Yegor told me that tech stack, but in a financial M&A, license is the core.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Would you love to elaborate on it?
Here they are aligned and I'm kind of missing, right?
How does it feel? How does it make you feel?
That's why you're middle in the table.
Yeah, I definitely need to elaborate on that one a bit because what I meant is that there are division between startups and fintech projects, financial projects. In financial projects, the core is the license usually.
Your freedom up. Yeah.
Each kind of license in each particular jurisdiction has its value by itself. And then everything comes like on the top of it, But when we are talking about the startup, the tech stack is more valuation on that because usually startups has no license at all, but they do have some unique technology and it gives them multipliers like 10, 20, 100x, like you never know. So that's what I meant. But in financial, definitely the license itself, which is the main financial asset as it is.
Yeah,
That was a cunning smile. Would you like that?
because like CEO of a platform, he sell very good. This license is a core. But in practice, what we added in the platform, it's a fintech startups. It's not as usual math license. It's math as usual technology. That's why if you have gateway to track a client for banking or fintech product, you can do it sometimes without license. But there is a moment when you need this license to next step of growth. I'm aligned on this point.
Basically, all of us, we came to the same conclusion, but using different ways, different paths.
Aligned.
That is why we're here, to elaborate, to stand for our ground, right?
M&A talks.
Third question that I put was, what was more dangerous? And by the way, I love this question a lot. Growing too fast or too slow? You had the most brilliant facial reaction. You will see it. So Dan said that too slow is very bad. You need to grow fast. If you're an experienced entrepreneur, you will secure your growth. Everything should be fine. Ihor said too slow is bad. The same. Same old as usual. Yeah. Igor told me that too slow is obviously worse of the two. You can handle everything if you go fast. And as a person who does everything fast, it really fits his personality. So I guess the stars aligned on this one here as well. Everybody's afraid to go slow.
Yes, by default we are there. It can be difficult to grow fast. It's usually difficult, but it's way better than grow slow means
you're
no
dead.
growth at all. Yeah, you're gonna die.
If briefly we back to the time when fintech started, it was like alternative of a classic banking, which grows very slow. That's why fintech bring boost of a market of financial products. That's why slow.
Yeah, and new dynamics at all in general. Yeah, that's true. Aligned.
It's like your goal is that the three of you have to have the same view on every topic. It's not a bad thing if your opinions diverge at times. It actually shows.
If we make debates around that and we can look on the market from another perspective, big banks.
Banks or bangs? Like big
Banks.
bangs.
Banks,
Both.
yeah. Both, yeah, the same. They stay in the market, some of them more than 100 years. Maybe slow growth is good, maybe.
It's like less risks, more.
Yeah.
You know.
Here we are on the same page because it's obvious. That is how we do our business. We prefer growing fast. So this is our advice for everyone.
I'm never ever going to debate with you on anything. You're right.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid it as well.
M&A talks.
I asked you guys what would make you walk away from the deal instantly. What would be a no-no, the red flags and stuff. That was an interesting take on it. Dan said that for him, a red flag would be if he doesn't understand who is the buyer or his motives. Ihor said if there are some gaps in due diligence, it's his red flag. And Igor said unclearness from the counterpart, hiding the lies, all of that shady stuff. So I guess in a way you guys are aligned, and this is the word of the day, alignment. Okay.
Maybe on that 3 point what we already answered, which are aligned, but it's from another side. We see different side what can give us more picture around the asset.
And that's basically displayed why we are here and why we are working together, to see on things like by different perspectives. And yeah, I was curious that what he was answered, because I mean,
shows what kind of person
that's
he really is. Yes.
Exactly, that's important. But he thinks more about that because of his like million of years in banking background. He knows the deal. I mean,
yeah.
And I'm like more useful to establish the personal connections and to see. Yeah, and I definitely cannot handle any sort of lies. I want to be transparent, and everyone to be transparent with me.
It's very important to clearly understand who you deal with, because we had a negative experience when we wasted our times, the seller's times, and then we were unable to move forward because at some point we find out that the buyer is not as good as we thought. And
that must be really painful. Ouch.
Yes. That's why my answer was...
Damn it is hard to be a man in this world. I'm so lucky to have a woman.
Oh, we're used to this.
M&A talks.
Is co-founder alignment more important than product market fit? I think here was a synchronization in all of your replies, because Dan said both, but with good co-founders, you can find any market fit. Ihor said, depends on what stage you are. Early co-founder is the key, and later the product. Igor said, alignment is important way more.
Yeah, basically aligned, yeah.
Really
I would write down. And then we'll check. At some stage, I will be not that important for you, yeah?
No.
We will discuss
Right
this
now,
later.
There's buds here, right? But then the
No. It's like from the perspective of venture capital market. When you spend with them time, they more called for passion of people when project grows. That's why staff in your company which responded for very important task on the growth stage, like A, B, C round of investment. And that stage, the founders get less of opportunity to influence the market or market fit. As usual. That's why I seem that it's like a market sustainable flow where you go. That's why from early stage for some A round till the co-founder team is the most important thing around.
That's really insightful.
That's true.
M&A talks.
This question was about rough numbers, and all of you gave me one. I asked, for how much would you sell clean UK EMI today? Dan said, starting from 1 million British pounds. Ihor said 1.5 million plus more. And you said 1.5 million in current market.
Pretty much the same.
It depends on what is inside, because clean, what does it mean? Without anything or without any problems, any
no
debts?
troubles, no debts. I mean, no.
Yes,
no
but still-
I assume this is without the connections,
Yes,
just
yes,
the
yes.
license itself,
Yes.
with no
So
accounts
just a
and
basic
stuff.
product, yeah.
Yeah, just
A good basic
I
product.
think so, yeah.
But I love their answer a bit better, more, because I mean, they would sell my
Because,
clean UK EMI
yes,
from
they will earn
30
you more
1.9.
money, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why we are partners, so
and
they make
I
more money for me as well.
what I mentioned, it's like a good vintage wine, if a license clear and like have 3-5 a year plus, we must add it to price expenses, of current assets, sustainable
Maintenance of the
maintenance of a license, to the moment. That's why price dependent. Different client look or live in the past and they look in something less than 1 mil. Yes, as I answer, it possible, but it's very hard to find.
Most usual, if you're gonna find some, you will also find some hidden problems.
Yeah.
There,
Which not really-
recommended.
Which are not transparent on a stage when you get this license in
It's kind of like a
operation.
relationship. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't really know what you're getting at. Okay.
M&A talks.
Since this is just the beginning of our journey, I'm just getting to know you, getting to know the topic. And I would say that from what I've heard today is you're, I don't know, like 95% aligned. This kind of synchronization exists in super harmonious relationship. And I think you have one. I think a great success is upon your path. If I may, yes, project my expertise. This is how I see it, guys.
We didn't know that before.
Yeah.
I feel like after the good therapy, right now.
And I feel a big opportunity. Maybe we can think about investment for our company because it's the main core thing for any of ventures to say how synchronize co-founders. Yeah, it's a very important question in early stage or any kind of stage.
Definitely. Now we can even prove it.
Bring your best, deals here.
Best here.
Trust them. I trust them completely now after what I've heard. Amazing benefits.
Great.
Thank you.
I
Thank
really,
you.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you for that.